Welcome to Meheta Bell Counseling Services YouTube channel. My name is Faith Gushu, a counseling psychologist. Today we are going to talk about losses without funerals, specifically marriages. We like each other because of our sameness, because we are human beings. We love each other because we are different and unique. Then after we have loved each other, we get married. And before we get married, in the relationships or the courting period, be it a week, be it a month, be it a year, or may it be years, we see some red flags, some things that we don't like in our significant others, which sometimes or most of the times we ignore and say, by the time we get married, I'll change, I'll panobit. So we get married, and remember, one, we get married for many reasons. One, because we love each other, or subconsciously because this person is meeting parental needs, either daddy or mommy needs. We also get married because of the societal needs. So when we get married, remember we got married because we love these people because they were unique, they were different, and they were looking ambitious. And there's normally one thing I ask people, there's no time you will marry someone who has a dent for you to mend. We all get married to people we think we can thrive together with. Now, because of a threat of maybe the person being too ambitious, we get married to each other, start changing the person we married, or this person start conforming to the marriage institution, or they retire to them becoming. When you change this person, unfortunately, after some times, we go looking outside for the same person we changed inside. And that's why infidelity happens. The other thing I mentioned earlier about daddy issues. Sometimes we can get married to someone because they are meeting our daddy needs. We will get married to them. After some times, they will satisfy the needs that we had for our daddies. Then we will realize in the marriage, we did not need them in the first place because we didn't love them as husbands, or we didn't like them in the initial space, yes, because they were good husbands. We liked them because they were able to meet our daddy's needs. I'll also talk about the mommy's needs. You get married to someone because they are able to meet your nurturing need. They have a nurturing gift, so you get married to them. The baby in you is looking for that need. So when this baby has had enough, you will see no importance of keeping this woman because the baby needs have already been met. So what do? We go looking for the adult in us that we have become. Or we go looking for an adult who is like us because our baby needs have already been met. Sometimes we also lose ourselves in marriages because one, and I would want to talk about where we get married. Sometimes we are not born again. Sometimes there are things that I'm doing or my other person is doing, and there's no issue until we get married. So when we get married, we start changing the same thing we had accepted in the first place, or the same thing that was not an issue. So we get very busy in our marriages, changing the person we had earlier accepted with their flaws. When we start changing, it becomes a journey of not enjoying the marriage, but of trying to change our significant other to become what we want. I'll give a scenario here. When you get married, both of you are not born again, but one person later get born again. So you start condemning the same things that were not an issue when you got married. The other thing, how you lose our marriage. You lose our marriage because of enmeshment. How? I'll give a simple example of a rural setup where the daddy works in Nairobi and the mom is left at home. So a neighbor comes and borrows, for example, a panga. But because of the enmeshment nature, she doesn't feel she's good enough to give authority. So the authority she has is with her husband who is in Nairobi. So what does she tell the neighbor? Please wait for Baba so-and-so to come so that I can ask for permission. You get into marriage asking for permission instead of giving statements, because when you've gotten married, both of you have power. Both of you have power to delegate. both of you have power to call the shots. In the absence, it means someone who is not there. If your husband is not there, they have given you the mandate to run the home. But we get enmeshed, and sometimes you get into a marriage. One of the party does not lose themselves, but you lose yourself. That you forget who you are. And remember, this person married you because you had dreams. You forget your dreams. You forget you had a career, and you start concentrating so much on this marriage system. There's something I would want to say here. Before you are a parent, you are married. Or you're not married, but you are okay to being a parent. But before the marriage or before the agreement of you being a parent, you are an individual. We need to be very keen that we do not lose ourselves in relationships. Because if we lose ourselves in relationships, the relationships are run by individuals. The relationships or the marriages and parenting a marriage is a system. A parenting is a subsystem. So these two systems cannot work if the individual has lost themselves. Thank you for listening. That is all for today. Subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.